Today we're going to cover these 3 knots. First we'll go through the basic tying and then go back and go over some of the variations and things to watch out for. For the square knot, you put the right over the left and then go around, and then the left over the right and pull it up, and it's a square knot. It's symmetrical in both directions. You tie 2 half hitches around something. So we'll take this, go around, come across, make a loop, come through, and there's the first half hitch, and then you continue in the same direction and tie the second half hitch, like that. The third knot is the Taut-line hitch. Once again, you have to tie it around something, and it's very similar to the 2 half hitches. You have your loop, you come through, you bring it tight, because the whole knot depends on tightness. Bring it through a second time, and then come up and come through the upper part once. And forming this knot is very important. You have to hold everything tight on itself, otherwise it won't work. But once you get it tight and tied, it'll hold. But if you push on it, it'll slip, and you can push it back the other way, and it'll hold. And the reason it works is because this part of the rope pulls on these 2 loops and causes the rope to bend there. And if you're tying it with, for instance, I've switched to a piece of sisal rope, which has more friction, and it works pretty well. Okay, this is a tied square knot. It's a dangerous knot in that if you go like that, you've created a slip knot, and you can form it so it's a square knot, but it can tumble, and no matter how well you form it, it's not a dependable knot. There's other things you can use, but as a kerchief knot or something like that, it's fine. And you can make it a little bit more dependable by adding an extra loop. So go around one more time, come back, go around once, go around a second time, and you've created a surgeon's knot, or a variation on a surgeon's knot, that's pretty good, but it still can tumble. It can still turn into a slip knot. So you want to be careful with where you use it. Let's go back and look at the 2 half hitches again. 2 half hitches is a pretty good knot. As a matter of fact, if you're going to learn one and do effective things with it, this is excellent. There's no reason that you don't add a third or a fourth. It just gets more dependable. It doesn't detract from the knot at all. Other things that people do is they add a round turn like that, and then they do the 2 half hitches. That's a variation. Another thing you can do, which used to be called an anchor bend, is to go through like that. Now that becomes a much more secure knot, but it's harder to untie. And then you tie another couple on top of it, and you've really got something that should stay in place.